Hi, my name is Tracy Southwick, and I'm the founder and owner of Heights of Health. And I want to walk you through the new genetics test that we have offering at Heights of Health. I love this test. It is giving me so much amazing information about my clients and helping just for them to understand what they need to do to optimize their health. So when you do this test, you actually will get a blueprint from the company, which is 28, 30 pages long. I'm going to walk you through that. It's going to feel a little overwhelming probably, but that's okay because part of the service of purchasing the test is that I personally will look at the test and I will give you a report of findings, which is only about 4 to 6 pages long based on your needs, your goals, your concerns, your top three. I will actually create a report for you if these are the things that you need to do to implement in your life to help you reach those goals. So as we go through the blueprint report, and this is just a sample, this isn't a real person, um, you're going to be looking at this color coding. It's very great. Follow the colors is what they say. So we're looking for things that are very high impact. Just because it's high impact doesn't mean it's negative. For instance, you could have very high impact in the arena of what's called power, meaning you do really well with weight training. Your body responds very well to weight training. But we're going to be looking for those things that are very high and high in the impact field. So easy to follow the color here. So first of all, it goes through the different genes and it's going to talk about protective genes first, which is really important. We want to make sure that you've got whatever protective genes you are, that you are aware of them. It will pick up on slow response genes, things that maybe don't work as quickly as they should, and no impact genes. Now there are 157 genes they're looking at. If you can see all these genes that don't have an impact, which is great, and we're only looking at genes that are actionable, that they have proven scientifically, if you take these actions, it can actually work with epigenetics and keep that gene from turning on or turning off. So we've got low impact genes, high impact genes, medium impact genes, very high impact genes. If you look at some of these, there are stars next to them, especially in this very high category. These are genes that within a pathway are very significant. We call them pop stars. So these genes are ones we really want to pay attention to because they do have a significant impact in that pathway. And then you can look at the 6 pathways. So we've got actually 36 pathways divided into 6 different categories. The most important one to start with is the cellular pathway, right? Because things that happen at the cellular level affect everything in the body. So we're looking at this methylation pathway, inflammation, oxidative stress, which is just rusting at the cellular level, and how well you detoxify. Then you're going to look next at systems. So, how well your collagen and joints repair, how well your body processes glucose and insulin. So, what is your risk of having blood sugar issues or metabolic issues in that arena? Memory and brain health. We all want to know about that. Bone health, mood and behavior, how well you process and make neurotransmitters and hormones, stress hormones, that kind of thing. Hormone balance, histamine overload. Then we moved into cardiovascular. Energy is actually weight gain and weight loss. How well your body loses weight, responds to different diets, responds to different types of exercise, how well your body can release fat, those kinds of things, what your metabolism is like, and so forth. Activity, how well you do with different kinds of exercises. And then nutrients, if you need extra nutrients. If your body doesn't process or has a higher need for certain nutrients, and how well you process things like caffeine, gluten, salt, those kinds of things. So first, we're going to look at the cellular pathways, and it gives you these beautiful infographics, tells you a little bit about each one, and all of these pictures are actually changed based on the color coding that you receive. How well your body responds to inflammation, oxidative stress, and detoxification. Then we go into all the systems, and here are more systems. How well your body deals with fat, inflammation, exercise response, energy expenditure, which is just your metabolism, and how well your body likes to let go of weight. And then activity again, what kinds of activities your body likes, how will you recover? Do you need extra time to recover? Do you need a day or two in between each intense exercise session? If you have this, for instance, this recovery is high, this person needs a lot of time to recover and also is more prone to inflammation and has the tendency towards inflammation within the fat cells. So if you're inflamed, the person's maybe working out, not giving enough time to recover. That inflammatory process keeps the body from letting go of fat. So it doesn't matter all the stuff you're doing, all this great exercise. If the fat cells are inflamed, you're not going to lose weight. So it's knowing these things so that you can properly exercise, properly eat, to adjust to your specific genes, to your blueprint. And then we go into nutrients. This person's not prone to iron overload, a fast metabolizer of caffeine, doesn't need extra fatty acids, but needs extra choline and folate. So these things dietarily, you can add them, but you can also add them in supplement form. Person has a low chance of developing celiac, makes vitamin D properly, maybe a little bit sensitive to salt, and needs extra B12. So as you go into this, you can look further into the glossary and get more information about each of these systems. And then at the very end, we've got, takes a minute to get there, all the genes. So you can actually look up and research each of the genes. So this is great information, but it doesn't tell you the things that I will tell you in your report, because I have a whole back end where I can look at, okay, this person has the TIMP4 gene and that's protective, and this is why. This person has the ACE gene, that they need extra of this, or MTHFR, they need extra folate. This is the form of folate. These are the dietary things you can do. These are the lifestyle things that you can do. So when you look at this, I will actually distill it down to actionable items that you can do. You can look at what the big top 3 things are, the top pathways that you really need to focus on right now to make changes in your life, to help support whatever your genetic blueprint is and get the results that you want.